welcome to another awesome time at Community Group. As you've already eaten and hung out a little bit, let's get to know each other a little better. And so the question this week is, what was your favorite, or who was your favorite artist or band or group in middle school to listen to? Have fun with that. That probably revealed a lot about yourself. I would say in middle school, I didn't really listen to that much music in elementary school. In middle school, we started going to dances. And so slow dances were R&B. And so I fell in love with Boyz II Men. So there's a little bit more about me. I'm a big Boyz II Men fan still. All right, now let's jump into the word. On Sunday, we talked of James 4, 1 through 10. The message is called Humble Yourself. And what I'd like for you to do first is read together James 4, 1 through 10, and then come right back to me. I have some questions for you. As you saw in the text and we talked about on Sunday, the battles between us are because of the battle inside of us, and that we long for things that are self-indulgent desires, pleasures, passions, and end up fighting over those because we want things that we don't get. And the text is really clear that we should be asking God for things that we're longing for, and that most of us don't even do that. And then we'll go on to say at the end of, or in verse 3, when you ask, you do not receive, because you ask with wrong motives, that you may spend what you get on your pleasures. And so a lot of our prayers are just around us having a greater position or us having more possessions, and they're about our kingdom and our will, what we want, instead of being your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And so my question for you is, when you ask things of God, how much of the prayer is you asking for your kingdom and your will versus how much is asking for God's kingdom and God's will? So talk a little bit about your own prayer life and be honest, even if it's difficult, as we're all growing and longing to honor Him best. So talk about your own prayer life and what you're praying about. James continues on, letting us know that we are in allegiance with someone, that we are submitted to someone and resisting someone else. And he'll put it in the idea of the world and God, and even that the world is led by the devil. And we're supposed to resist the devil, resist the world's ways, patterns, and purposes, and submit ourselves to God and His purposes and His patterns. And when we're friends with the world, or intimately connected with the patterns and purposes of the world, we're actually resisting God. We're making ourselves enemies of God, and we're showing hostility towards God. And so my question is, and it's kind of twofold, but they go together, in what ways are you struggling with being a friend of the world? Or you could answer, what areas are hard for you to submit to the Lord? And they'll kind of be twofold, that we're kind of pulled into the patterns of this world, and they're hard for us to submit ourselves in those spaces to God. And so talk about that, and when you're done, make sure that we're really praying with each other. And so we talked about prayer earlier. We want God's will done in our lives, and so bring up your prayer requests to each other, pray fervently for each other, and I'm praying with you. I love you, and I can't wait to see you on Sunday.